was 92Q in Baltimore, another station in Philly, and the one in DC. They all said that Dead Presidents, he sounded like a Nas wannabe.
Moving around all these years, did you encounter the early stages of some of these labels, the Jay-Z's, the Dame Dashes, the
Yeah,
did
yeah.
you what was your relationship, if any, to some of these guys early on?
Irv Gotti is from Hollis.
Yes.
Um, I'm not particularly fond of Irv, and I don't care to say it on he can hear it, and he knows why.
Mm.
But his brother Chris is a good
Yes.
guy. And a lot of things I won't say about Irv, it's because of Chris.
I had, and I just put this on my Instagram. That was my favorite interview I've ever did in my life. Was Chris
Well,
Gotti, because I liked that he was
he's
transparent
a
and he wasn't.
good
I mean,
guy, man.
Chris wasn't afraid to name those names that everybody was
Yeah,
scared of. That
yeah,
everybody's
yeah.
scared of. He named those names, and that's what it is. But continue.
Yeah, so Irv, I had gotten Mike Geronimo when Irv was over at Blunt TVT. I had gotten Mike Geronimo on the radio for him as a favor, right? I didn't charge him any money, anything. Mike got some spins, and the way I was able to do it, my sister worked for Kathy Hughes, who had owned Radio One in DC. I think she still owns it. Her son runs it or whatever. And Irv remembered that, so when he got with Jay and them, he told them about me, and they gave me their first single, which was Dead Presidents on the A side and Ain't No Nigga on the B side. At this time, it was just Jay, Dame, and Biggs, and they had a 25-75 P&D deal with
Was this free?
Priority.
Or was this freeze priority?
Yeah, I don't know if it was Freeze, but I know Priority was in there somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
right? And Priority, I think, was Brian
Turner.
Turner, and they had their office on John Street. So I was there because of Irv from the beginning, and I never discussed any money with them, right? I gave it to my sister, and the reason why I didn't discuss any money with them because I wasn't 100% sure I could get it done. I gave the music to my sister, and they listened to Dead Presidents, and the DJs. I think there was 92Q in Baltimore, another station in Philly, and the one in DC. They all said that Dead Presidents, he sounded like a Nas wannabe. Because remember, he's coming out after Illmatic, and his style was somewhat like he was trying to follow that trend.
Yeah.
But all the DJs liked Ain't No Nigga on the B side with Foxy Brown. So instead of playing the A side, they didn't play the song that he wanted played, but the B side took off. The DJs pretty much took his first single. They broke his first single for him without him. It happened I guess, by divine intervention. Because if it was up to him and the staff at Rockefeller, they would have been pushing Dead Presidents, which wasn't that banging. It was, if you listen to it, it's kind of a sleepy song, right? So in any event, the first time anyone heard Jay-Z's music outside of New York was because I did it. I never got paid for that, you know? I never got paid for that. And the funny thing about these, I don't want to say industry dudes, right? The funny thing about people who have never done anything, they don't really understand that there's so many components to make something work, right? But because they're so thirsty for attention and glory, they think that everything happened because of them. You see what I'm saying? They don't recognize all the contributing factors that led to their success. You know, and that's the importance of humility. Humility isn't so much about being humble to strangers. Humility is being humble with yourself and for God. Understanding that you did not do all of this by yourself and being honest about who helped and recognizing their value. You know what I mean? So anyway, that was my experience with Jay. I was not, again, not to beat up on rappers. I've been around a couple people, but he he never struck me as somebody who got a whole lot of money or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really understand business, because that's what I understand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Biggs was obviously there, who had no background in music business. So I'm just gonna say that he was obviously attached to the funding, the investment in Rockefeller.
Mm-hmm.
And Dame, I think he had a deal when he was 18 or something, and he got family in the music business and entertainment. Dame was there for his know-how and his connections, and Jay was there because he was talent, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all this talk, I remember when he had the GS 300, like Irv, and he come out to Queens. I remember Jay. I'm not saying he's a bad dude, but the thing is, man, these artists.
Tiptoe. Info. Signal.